Okay, so this video we're gonna do Alteryx challenge 368. It's actually a quite interesting challenge. There's a lot of data passing involved. Let's look what the input we have. So we have one input data set, and that's from Wikipedia to do with the offset in the country, city, time zone. We do have another that's some kind of location with country code for the city. That's good. So we are interested to create a pairwise between the cities and hence their time difference statement. From the structure, we can see it's quite good format. So you have input city, that lines up input, that's fine. Output lines up with the last city. The standard text in between, you have the number, a handle behind just to do with a plus minus. So we should be able to handle with a very good formula to get answer. So the records here for these two rows, we have 7 cities. So pairwise, you have 7 times 7, 49, minus the repeating city on itself. So you get 42 rows. On the top, country code, we do want things to be unique. We don't want a comma, so we can split into rows. That's fine. The time difference, we can probably split it. I think. The previous I had a quick scroll in terms the time difference, blah, blah, blah. Most country is good. Occasionally, we have something that's not on the hour or even 45 minutes. Hopefully, they're not the one causing the trouble, but mm, yes. The strategy in my head I'm thinking is we can definitely pass out a plus minus sign. It's a very standard. It's fixed length of string. You can get an hour component. You can get a minute component. We may be able to do a daytime field, daytime plus. That's one option you can do, or you can just pass out the hour minutes individually with a plus minus. Assume the special case, the hour then you do need to change was due to the minutes. So you have a 30 minutes past, 45 minutes past. You do some kind of time difference, you may get some change of the hour. In that case, potentially you probably need to convert everything to minutes, may need to use some modular functions. So probably need to do some calculations. We'll see. Uh, that said, let's actually proceed first. So let's build the pairwise city. What we have is you wanted the city to join with themselves. You pretty much doing it's like a cross join. Cross join, yeah. We don't need to do joins. Then a cross join probably append do a better job. But for the join field, you do need make sure you have some kind of common field. But here we just 7 times 7. So what we need is append region. We may not need it. Region we don't need a region. Country code, and the city. So do probably make a name. That's a from, I guess. The from two two. So we can just give some kind of ordering. Once you pair that up, you should get 49 rows pairwise. We don't want the city on itself because realistically you have no time difference. So we can filter out. So we aim for the city not does not equals to source city. I should filter to 42 rows for the combination we want. On the top, let's look. We have a lot of commas. The easiest way to split it, text to column. Even though I said it's text to column, we can still split to rows as well. So if we drag it out, let's actually rearrange it. Okay. The city ones go below, text on top. I like to keep the data source order. We're going to split on the comma. Now split the rows. I do think we need to worry about the space. It's a little bit subtle, may not be able to see them quite straightforward. There is a space in front of the second row BF because it's split. The space comes from after the comma. We do need to handle it because when you do a drawing field, the white space will mess you up. And that said, we can also use a formula to do the trim to handle the column on the white space, so it's not bad. Database name we don't need, so we're going to think about the offset. Do we have a different strategy to go for? Previously, I tried different things. I like to use formula. Regex is always my approach. Let's try to handle in a single formula. Country code, let's trim first. That's the easier part. We want to trim the white space. That should deal with that. The UTC, that will be the interesting one. So we have three things we want here. We have the sun, you have the hour, you have the minutes. We can cast your thing as a time field. Can we do it? Your time field, Alteryx, do have a time as a variable type, but that's probably recognized only 24 hours. Tricky. Personally, I never tried it. Actually, let's try it. So the first one, that's the first string. That's the left one, isn't it? So we can just use left UTC offset SD, how many you want. We just wanted a single string. And the rest you want to say, let's give it a try. Call that 10. We want substring from UTC. Basically, we want to trim off the first digits. And we're going to start from first one. We're going to the length of it. Technically, it's 5 digits. I don't think anything long. Probably do 5. If we say it's a can, let's see the formula goes through an error or not. Yeah, it's the end. So I'm not happy with the 0, 0 combinations. So basically, that's a GMT. Yeah, I messed up everything else. Oh well, maybe I should be safe. Then that we can probably do this hour, minutes individually. Let's see, call it hour. Minutes. So if we don't worry about the plus minus sign, we can just write it. Looking for a string, so we're looking for UTC pattern. Let's give a space to do. So the first thing you're starting is you can actually have a hat. It's not necessary in this case, but you can have one if you need. We have an option is a plus or a minus in the front. Now the plus is a special case for regex, so you do need to escape it. That's what's backslash. For the digits, we have different options. The better way to do it probably slash d for digits. So you have curly bracket 2, say you can have digits twice. Or you can do slash d plus. In this case, we don't worry about the number of digits going crazy or different combination. It's always going to be 2, so it's not too bad. You can go another option, w slash d slash d. In this particular case, it's less typing, so it's quite easy to get. We're interested to capture our components. We may well just do that for the minute because later on we can copy paste. Technically, we can do 3 capture group. We can actually capture all things in one go. But I already found the sign, so let's not worry too much about that. So we want to capture the second group. Copy paste. For the minute, we can capture the third group, the bracket. For those it's string, so we can see in the preview, we do have the data, so regex probably doing its job. Let's actually give a quick step, change it to integer. Because data, we're gonna do some data calculation. Maybe it's a better idea just to convert those as number. So we can do some plus minus. Let's see our minutes string. Oh, let's not happy about that. That's fine. We can do a selector to handle it later. So let's keep it as a v string. So regex is always to do play with the string field. Still give a string. So yes. So the zeros numbers pass out. Ooh, that hit this one. So I think that was maybe caused me issue before. This minus is actually a different minus from the keyboard. So that means we actually need to replace the minus. Subtle, but I don't even notice in the first place. Replace that. Now that's better, so we're getting the minus components out. It's a bit annoying. Different region probably have a different code. Most characters is okay. Minus is quite a rare one. So that's it. So hours there, minutes there, we have our things. Now we can do our drawings on the field. So for the front country, no, front city, we can join by the country code. We can attach a timestamp. Same thing for the source. So we're gonna do two joins on it. Let's see. Hopefully it's okay. So the first join, we're gonna do join on the country code. The next one is country code. Everything on the left, we're gonna keep. So we're gonna deselect everything from the right. For us, we only care about country code is fine, time offset, so we'll sun, hour, minute. So basically that's the front ones. We can rename in the future because we do a second join, we're gonna repeat in the column header. If you don't want to see any warning message, you can probably change the name. So this is the two. So we're going for the source country code to country code. Again, we don't want anything from the right. We keep only those two. Last three, two, two. In terms of best practice, it does depend on the individual. You could rename in this tool. Just make sure to make a note on things. Comment description is useful when you have duplication in the column header names. They help you keep track which is which. Uh, let's see. Yes, so we have. Actually, let's just move this up in the correct order. So you have a source, you have a plus minus, you have a number, you have a plus minus. Okay, good. Let's try our formula logic. Hopefully, we're doing a good job. So now let's find we're gonna plus the hours, we're gonna plus the minutes. What can do? I'm just thinking what's the best way to group the hour minutes. Can we do it in one go or we do it separately? Um, because you can have a weird situation. You may have say minus 1 hour, 30 minutes. The other, let's say it's a plus 2 hour, 45 minutes. You're looking for the time difference. So you're looking for the first one minus the second one. You have 45 minutes, you have 30 minutes. So you need to worry about an hour difference potentially. To do with a plus minus sign. If they are the same sign, you do subtraction. But when you do subtraction, how do you know which number is bigger than the other one? If it's a different opposite sign, how do you do the difference? So you do from to. Okay. That said, I'm going to pause my video on this moment, give it extra thought to play around. Okay, let's welcome come back. So, I gave it a little bit thought on the strategy. Maybe we need to change to a date and field, better idea rather than just the date. That's why, generally speaking, we prefer daytime or date to manipulate time, as a smaller granularity is not the easiest to manipulate. So the idea is we're gonna go back to the reference time. We're gonna pick a reference date, so say start of the year, then just almost manually adding the units. So let's say holiday, dummy date. So we're gonna create two dates. Let's say call it 2023, 0101. So create a dummy dates. Okay, call the data directly. Then we want to do as a data add, depends on plus or minus. We're gonna add hours and minutes onto our dummy date. So dummy date time, let's say. So we're gonna do f because we're different plus minus f the sum equals plus. That means we're gonna datetime add datetime add. So what are you gonna get? We're gonna get a dummy date, our reference date. We're gonna add the number of integers. So we're gonna do a plus. We're gonna do number of the hour. Remember, on top hour is so it's gonna be hour is a string. So we need a two number. Else, Control C. So comma. Else, what we have is that indicates we're probably gonna have a minus. So we're gonna do minus two number of the hours. We're gonna keep a still data. Let's just give a run to see the formula. Okay, so zeros, those are fun. So for example, this one, it's a plus, plus, plus. Oops, it's minus in 3 hours. The plus is causing me trouble as well. Ah, sorry, I was stupid. So it should be plus. Let's see, let's go away from the zero ones. So for example, this one, we have plus 3 hours. So on a base time, hopefully I'm doing the plus minus right. Um, I'll see. In the end, if it's messed up, I'll probably change the plus minus it. So at least this is getting a number, or the plus is there. Let's see the minus. So the minus plus is minus is 3 hours behind. So when the Greenwich Mean Time is zero, you have 3 hours behind, 9 o'clock on the 31st. Looks all right. Now, some of the countries does have the minutes as well. So we're gonna almost just repeat only daytime, but this can we gonna do the minutes. So the units will be minute. Let's do the run workflow. Let's see. So anything that's not 0 hours. Oop. Cleaning. So gonna do yes, I need to change the reference data. It's not a dummy data, it's the field above, so it's dummy date. Not dummy date, it should be dummy data. Because the dummy data first time you run it updates the hour, the second time you run it, we're gonna update the minute. Let's try again. Hopefully this time we're getting 30. So it is base hour. We are 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead. So 1 hour faster. Yeah, looks good on this one. Just check one more for the minus maybe. If we go, oh yeah, there's a minus 30. So 3 hours and 30 minutes behind, you get 2022. Yeah. So the data feels good. In that case, we'll probably simplify a bit because with the reference, we don't even need san hour. Maybe we don't dummy date. Dummy date does the job. Let's move up. So this is from. So we'll probably give a better name. Mm, dummy source date. Rough date, I guess. Ah, yeah, but this time. Maybe we'll just keep a dummy date as it is. With the second drawing, same idea. We may not, because we incorporated the information. Forget missing field first. We don't need the sun. We don't care about. So the W data. Oh, let's move this thing up. W data should be the last column. Let's give a row. So okay. Yeah. So for example, this is almost like treating. You take a snapshot on the midnight of 2023, January. Then, given the time difference, Honolulu. So UK has New Year, Honolulu in the Pacific. So it's a few hours behind. Perth is, yes, Honolulu, Hawaii, I think. So I haven't, that would make more sense. US is still behind you. No, what Honolulu? My US geography is bad. That means the US is behind the UK, so you're still on the 7 o'clock evening. Sydney is ahead of UK, so it's plus 10 hours. Yeah, I guess that's the way it is. Looks probably right. So let's construct our formula. What do we have? We have city pair. So city pair. So we're gonna have our country code or city. We're gonna plus space plus not dash. We need a plus here for the string connection, space dash for the text, plus then we have a source setting. So from and a to. So from a city need plus. Then let's copy the text. What's this field called? Time statement. We probably need to break down the calculation a few times. Let's just put that as a comment. So we're gonna have city is a number. So the number can be date and diff. That should give an hour difference. Okay. Ahead, we can still do a data if statement or data and diff. Depends on the plus or minus. Okay. To make it easier to understand, let's actually break into components. So for the hour component, if that's spelled right. So it's a data map, data diff, sorry, date. We're looking for the time difference between the two. So data one, I never remember the order correctly, so I'll give a try first. So we're the dummy. Still dummy one, dummy two. Right, dummy. We're looking for the hour difference. We're gonna have concatenation to the string later. So we will just keep a string type rather than change the data type. The second one, we're looking for direction. Ahead, not ahead. Let's say direction. Component PON. UNPON component. Yeah, T direction component. That we can use if statement on the top statement. If single if is fine. If the data diff, so if the first term is minus the second term is negative, because we're not going to have equal city. Hopefully, there's no. If you're more general database, city pair, you may have city on the same time zone, even though they're not the same city. You can incorporate zero with if else if. For us, I think the data set, the city is separate far enough. We're not going to have zero issue. So if it's a hidden, that's I guess that's if it's. Uh, let's just type number first. We can always change it later. And let's just a test messing up. It's always like a beauty of build calculation one by one. Test. We don't have a check the math first. So if we're looking for city pairs, oh yes, that's indeed they're on the same time zone. What do they call the Sydney and Perth then? Sydney, Perth to Sydney. Perth is 2 hours behind Sydney. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. We're getting zero here. Perth and Sydney. Oh, I need to join on country as well, not just like. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. PRTS. So we're doing the data Perth. That's +8 for Perth, Sydney. So it's not country code is not sufficient. We need to actually concatenate the different field. Well, that's very helpful. Let's actually check United States, Honolulu. So we may not need the country's code. What's Honolulu? So Honolulu is in Pacific. We probably need to do some find and replace maybe. Okay, that's gonna be not the most helpful. US is the country code. country code. Let's actually check the US country code. So we need to join country code and we need to join the city names. Okay. Well, it's not the most helpful for us. That's fine, we can correct. We're just adding one more text code. So it turns out we do need a time zone database. We separate by a backslash. We're going to do 2 columns. So in that case, the first column is probably the region name. The second column will be your city names. So we're going to do some join on that field as well. So on the first join, we don't just join on the country code. We need to join on the city name as well. First join is from, so a city, text column. That's a second text column, I think. Then this should be the source city. Source city, we need to join on the country name. Let's see. I probably should drop some of the columns first. Anyway, the first one, Sydney and the Perth, our components. So Sydney is 2 hours behind the Perth. I have no idea my geography. Sydney. So Sydney is 2 hours ahead of Perth. Mhm. Let's change our statement. So the first thing I mistyped behind, and this is currently 0. So so let's just manually check. So to our querying, we're doing data and diff. So the first one, so what we can see is this is 10 hours, this is 8 hours, so we get plus 2. So we have the first field. So the data diff, we have a data 1 minus data 2. That give a plus 2. So from that querying, we get plus 2. If it's positive, that means ahead. If it's a negative, it's behind. Yeah, so that should correct the directional issue. Before we run, probably just the last one, let's just change job summary columns, make it a bit neat. We don't care about time zone 1, time zone 2, where it did the drawings. We don't care about the time zone. Oops. So let's forget the missing fields. We don't cover time zone. So less columns, normal to fit. So suddenly should be 2 hours ahead. Um, Prague versus Perth. So Prague should be 7 hours behind the Perth. Is that true? Prague, Prague, Perth. Oh, 1 hour difference? Sorry, 1 hour down. Yes, Prague is 7 hours behind the Perth. Yeah. With that, we can construct our statement. So what we're going to have is we're going to have a city, from city. Text is with a space, is space, we need a plus here. Pick concatenate string is 3 hours. So it's going to be plus hour component is 3 plus statement 3 hours, actually s space plus ahead, so it's correctional components plus finish the string space of da, da. Ooh, do I have enough space in there? Yes, I have space. Plus the last city is source city. They don't like it. String, string. Hmm. That's a little component. Do, 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 do. It's harder to tell. So let's do a drawing. We can find if our numbers. So the correct results, let's say on the left. John right. The city pair should match up as it is. Then we can deselect everything from right. We don't care the columns, we care just the final statement, time statement. So even time statement versus time statement, time zone, let's run and see. 3 hours ahead, Honolulu, 2 hours ahead. We have a minus. So minus 15 hours behind. Okay, I need to change my spelling behind. Need to get rid of minus. Minus. So we need an absolute value and change the directional behind. Our components, we're gonna wrap a mod function to get rid of the minus. Sorry, that's the mod. We need a modulus. Absolute. Absolute value. Queening, plus 15 hours. Okay, behind the head. Yeah, there we are. Nice in Prague, last two. Seems okay. Yep, a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it's pretty good question to play with the time zone. As you can see, time is usually always the tricky one to handle for the Alteryx workflow. Because of daytime, as the name suggests, daytime diff, you're looking for a daytime field. You don't necessarily do the time field. Potentially, it can be done. Personally, I never used it. I always have a daytime field. Um, yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully, you learned something with me together.